MLB player props here on PrizePicks for Wednesday, June 21st. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below. You can sign up for PrizePicks there, or you can use promo code TUFF for a 100% deposit match. Discord link is in the description. The main server is completely free. We also have the Patreon link in there as well, where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. Again, I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. Simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to then make your own player prop decisions here. Let's not waste any time, you guys. No one is pressing submit on those parlays other than yourselves. But let's get into it. Yeah, today I got two hitter props here. Now, in general, I would say hitter props are a little more volatile than pitcher props, just because there's like less opportunities for them to hit, right? Like a hitter can get on average like 4 to 5 at bats a game, whether like as opposed to like a pitcher, for his strikeout props or something like that, he's pitching every single play, right? Every single play, there's an opportunity for him to catch his line. But I like some hitter props here. There's two of them that I do like, two absolute studs. Let's not waste any time, you guys. Obviously, there's a ton of games starting like right now, so I'm definitely targeting these afternoon games here. I'm definitely targeting the games that start. I'm on the West Coast, but I'm targeting these games like that start at 3:40 p.m. Eastern time, so there should be ample time to get into these lines here, into these player props. But let's go. The first one, they're both going to be hitter fantasy scores, by the way. The first one is going to be. Let's see, I gotta search Braves. It's gonna be Acuna over 8.5. I think Acuna has been at 10 fantasy score. He's been at 9.5. He's been at 9. So I think we get value here at 8.5. Obviously, Aaron Nola is a very good pitcher. What is Aaron Nola on the year? Nola's a 6-5 with a 4.66 ERA. So he's not having a super elite season, but historically, he's a very good pitcher. But at 8.5, to me, just seems a little too low for Acuna. He's over this in 3 of his last 4 games. If we take a look at kind of his wider kind of set of games here, this is fantasy game log, right? So he's over in 3 of his last 4, and then before that it was over in 4 of 5 games here, 30, 5, 11, 20, and 29 fantasy points. But Acuna splits more specifically, right? We take a look at how he hits versus righties, right? Aaron Nola is a righty. He hits good versus both sides of the plate, but 327 against righties. But away, you guys, this is a road game for the Braves. Acuna on the road this season is batting .353 with a 1.093 OPS and 139 at-bats. So he's hitting much, much better on the road this season. And we take a look at kind of his splits, Acuna, since May 1st on the road with 40 plus plate appearances versus right-handers. You can see here Acuna has the 7th highest OPS in baseball at 1.183. He is also hitting at the 7th highest batting average versus righties, 362. So you can see here, this line is even up from what his season-long line is on the road at 353. He's batting 362, you guys, on the road this season versus right-handers. We also take a look at how he's done, in his career versus Aaron Nola, and he's had some significant success. Pretty strong sample size, you guys. 50 plate appearances here for Aaron Nola. Versus Aaron Nola, which to me is a ton of plate appearances. So he said 50 plate appearances versus Aaron Nola. In those 50, 15 hits, 43 at-bats total. He's walked 7 times, 11 strikeouts, but he's batting .349, 440 OBP, with a 744 slugging. So a player is batting .349 against a pitcher that he's faced 50 plus times. I also like how, if we take a look at how Aaron Nola does against the entire Braves team. There's a couple guys in this lineup that have hit Nola pretty well. Austin Riley's batting .417, Albies and Azuna 261, 245, Matt Olson 222, Kip Pilar 333, Sean Murphy 333. So with Acuna hitting at the top of that lineup, I definitely think there should be ample opportunity for him to get this 8.5 hitter fantasy score up and over. There's so many ways he can do it. We take a look at Outlier here. Again, top of the description of this video, there is a 7-day free trial for Outlier. At the top of the description of this video. But here's Acuna's over hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5. He's -135 to go over 1.5, -140 on DraftKings. But you can see the green, you guys, has a 70% hit rate over his last 20, a 90% hit rate over his last 10. Now, for a player like Acuna, he, if he gets over 1.5 hits, runs plus RBIs, strong chance he's going to be very, very close to that 8.5 hitter fantasy score that we need from him. Right, if we just even sort this by on the road, all right, this has a pretty insane hit rate in my opinion. There is so many ways for Acuna to hit this, but you can see the hit rate on the road for Acuna this season over 8.5. Right, literally so many games. We did 10 here. Look how many times he's only missed. He's gone over this so many times on the road. especially versus right-handers. I like Acuna here tonight against a player that he's faced a ton in Aaron Nola. So that's the first play. The second play here is going to be another absolute stud. It's going to be Jose Ramirez over 8 fantasy score against the Oakland Athletics and Paul Blackburn. We take a look at Jose Ramirez's last 5 games. He's been on a nice little tear, over in 4 of his last 5 games. Aaron Nola is over 4 in his last 5, which again you do love to see for a player like Jose Ramirez, playing extremely well as of late. Let's take a look at a few things here. First on Outlier, again, top of the description of this video, 7-day free trial on Outlier, you guys. Don't forget about it. Don't sleep on the opportunity here. 7-day free trial, best research tool in baseball, in my opinion here. But nonetheless, Jose Ramirez, this is his over. He's at 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs on sports books here. But he's over this line, 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs in 70% of his last 10 games. 80% of his last 5 games. He's been on an absolute tear. We take a look at Jose Ramirez splits this season. He is playing at home versus a right-hander. He hits 326 versus righties compared to 200 versus lefties. So he's batting 326 versus righties and 308 at home versus righties. So absolute elite matchup, absolute elite spot for Jose Ramirez here. We take a look at his fantasy score game log this season at home. He's been on the absolute tear as well, you guys. Over in 5 straight home games, you guys. More specifically, 6 of his last 7 games he's gone over this line at home with a push, actually. So he's pushed this line or gone over 7 of his last 8 games. An absolute elite spot here, in my opinion, for a player like Jose Ramirez. We take a look here at some other splits as well for Jose Ramirez. Versus right-handers, you guys. This is since June 1st, so over the last 20 days. Versus right-handers at home, Jose Ramirez has the second highest batting average. He's batting through 562, you guys. He's batting 562 versus right-handers at home, which is the exact same situation he's in tonight. 562, and he has the 3rd highest OPS in baseball versus right-handers at home over the last 20 days. And then more specifically, we take a look at how Jose Ramirez has done in his career versus Paul Blackburn, right? I mean, he's had some decent success, in my opinion. 11 plate appearances, he's batting 400, he's got 3 doubles, a single, 4 total hits. Batting 400, you guys, in a small sample size, 11 plate appearances, but I do like Jose Ramirez tonight as well. So 2 absolute studs, you guys, that should get 5+ plate appearances. Also for Jose Ramirez, I mean, he's been getting some decent plate appearances. He's had 5+ plate appearances in 7 of his last 8 games. 5+. He had a game here against Houston where he had 7. So if he can get 5, and we know Acuna should be a strong bet to get at least 5. He's like literally had 5 every single game. I like both these guys here tonight to clear their fantasy score line. So let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2 players. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.